It's Rachel, your friendly neighborhood quilter. I have a short video for you today, but we are going to have some quilting stuff in it, so make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to start with some information about where I've been and where I actually am right now. All right, so right now I am actually walking on this beautiful island called Cabbage Key in Florida, doing a nature walk. Hopefully we pop out at the water here soon. And we are visiting this on our way home to Massachusetts. So we like to travel around in the south for the first couple of months of the year to avoid the snow. So when I'm traveling, it is hard for me to make the quilting videos. I can't necessarily bring everything with me that I need to do that. So so that's one of the reasons that I have been a little absent. And another reason that I have been absent is I think I had talked about in another video that for the last year and a half or so, I have had extreme pain in my joints and actually unable to sew as much as I would have liked. It was excruciating and nobody could really figure out why. It was quite an ordeal to go through. But they finally hooked me up with a specialist right before we left in December, and he figured out that I had psoriatic arthritis. So that is arthritis that is caused by psoriasis. Never heard of it before. Well, I've heard of it because you see all those commercials on TV, but never knew that psoriasis could cause arthritis. And it was some of the worst pain. I couldn't even open a pickle jar, never mind trying to pick up a needle and thread. So it was quite bad. Made me pretty sad to not be able to quilt nearly as much as I could. I did power through. I still do some on the good days. Luckily, it's kind of one of those things where you have flare-ups. But for the last year and a half, the flare-ups have been more common than not. So it seems like I've actually had this almost my entire life, but just got the worst in the last year and a half. So my doctor, thankfully, put me on some medication, Otezla, if you're wondering. And I did not get the opportunity to start that until we were a couple weeks into our vacation. So I have been on it now for about 2 months, and I'm very grateful to say that it has been working wonderfully. And I basically have no pain. There are some days where it does still flare up, I've noticed. It's only been a couple months, so I'm still learning what's going to happen with this disease. It is a disease that's incurable. It's an immune disorder, so basically I'll have to take this medication for the rest of my life if I don't want to be in pain, or maybe switch to something else or what have you. But for now, this one is working, and it has the least side effects on my body, which is obviously what I want. So that is what I've been dealing with, and kind of a really big reason why you have not seen nearly as many videos as you would have liked. I did get through a couple of months, just powered through and kind of gritted through the pain of the hide and seek quilt. So I will post, I think I posted one video of what I did after the fact, and I think I'll probably have at least one more, and then hopefully we'll get back to regular videos on hide and seek. I haven't even finished it. I think I only have basted through month 8, so we'll get back on track on showing those videos. Ooh, I finally see some water. This is an island, I promise. But thank you for going on this nature walk with me. Again, I know this is a longer video, but I wanted to explain what I've been going through and let you guys know that I will be back. I did sign up for the next Pink Door Fabric quilt of the month. I forget the name of it right now. It's a big starburst one. But anyway, so we'll have videos of those coming up. That one I'm actually not going to sew together myself. I am going to baste it. I have learned that the basting and the fussy cutting and all of that is really the fun part for me. So we might have a little surprise for you guys where, if it all works out right, make no promises because I never know what my life will be like, where you may be able to actually buy the basted blocks from me, because I'm not planning on sewing that one together. So we'll see how that works out, but hopefully if that's something you think you'd be interested in, definitely comment down below so I know there's at least a little bit of interest. But either way, we'll try it out. So as promised, I will be showing a little bit of a tip on quilting. It's actually about needles. I went on a flight recently and had a couple of needle, I don't want to say issues, but things come up. And so I wanted to put that in a video for you guys so you could have that tip. And if you stuck around this long for this whole explanation, you definitely deserve a quilting tip as well. So we'll see if I actually get to some water. I'll show you that real quick, and then we will give you the tip on the needles. But thank you guys for being so patient with this channel. I know it's a very on again, off again channel, but hopefully you enjoy my previous videos, and make sure you do subscribe since it is not necessarily consistent. And I really do enjoy this part of my life, sharing all this quilting information with you guys. So we will be back with that quilting tip. Okay, so I couldn't find the water on the path, but I just wanted to show you guys what I am staying at. This is a beautiful Cabbage Key in Florida. If you're ever in the area, definitely check it out. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so this is my travel kit. So I'll kind of give you a little overview as I go through it, and then we'll talk about the needles. So I have a little trash can. It's actually just one of those silicone collapsible drinking cups, but I use it just as a trash can so it can lay flat in my kit. And then I am outside so you can hear the birds. I have a couple of bags with the pieces in them ready to sew together. So this is what I use just to actually sew things together. I don't use this for basting. Obviously we have a couple of pieces that I started sewing. I have a microfiber for my glasses. I have little scissors. I do take these out when I travel, and I use these nail clippers exclusively instead when I'm going on a plane. So I'm not sure if they would take these scissors. I kind of assume they would, and they were actually given to me by my father-in-law, so they're kind of special in a weird way, so I don't want to lose them, and I really like having them in this kit. So I do take the scissors out when I go on a plane, but if I'm traveling in the car, what have you. I do have a little kit that has a little bit of everything in it. So it's glue sticks, it has refills, it has needles. So just in case I run out, I generally don't actually open that when I'm stitching, but it's good to have extras in your kit if you can fit it. Obviously I have threads that match the blocks that I put in here. I have another little case. Now these actually clippers got dull on me, so that's why I have the other ones, but with some clips in it. These are my reading glasses actually, so they fold up into this little case so they don't get scratched or ruined in this case. So that's why I have the microfiber though. But I have a little ruler just in case I need it, and then this is my tin with magnets and needles, and we are actually going to talk about these two needles right here. Those are the two I've been rotating through recently, and so we're going to show you what's been going on with those. Okay, so here are my needles. So I have two needles here. One of them I use quite often, and actually you can see it has a little bend in the top there. And I do find that I actually really like that it has this bend. It kind of curves to my hand as I use it. So this is my go-to needle right now. So obviously been used quite a bit. But when I was traveling recently, I decided to swap to this needle that hasn't been broken in yet. So you can see it's relatively straight. And the reason I decided to switch actually was I was wondering if maybe it would slide through a little nicer, a little more buttery than this one has been. And the interesting thing that I found was that it actually did not. It slid through just the same, because I actually used this one first and then swapped to this one so I could tell right away. and there really was no difference. And my old needle that was broken in was still more comfortable to use because of that little curve. I could pull it through a little bit better. So when using these needles, if they get a little curve in there, keep using them because they still slide through just as well as far as EPP anyways, and they'll be more comfortable on your hand. I know the instinct is to throw it away once it starts getting bent because you feel like, oh, it's going to break. Use it till it breaks and then start a new one and break that one in. That would be my suggestion. So just a quick little tip on needles in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, hearing where I've been and what I've been doing. And please remember to like and subscribe so that you can be on board for the next videos. And I should be home in a couple of weeks, so hopefully there'll be a more consistent weekly or every 2 weeks video then. So thanks everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.